Just so everybody's ready. Yeah, welcome to the Port Commission. Welcome to the Port of Alaska. Please gavel us in. Thank you.
This meeting will come to order.
Thanks. We'll do a quick safety moment, and then we'll make some introductions for the new.
Excuse me, Terry, we're gonna do the roll call first.
Sure.
We do the
Okay.
pledge of allegiance.
We do the pledge of allegiance.
Yep.
Okay,
Follow the agenda.
sure. Commissioner Robbins, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Commissioner Rotan,
Yes.
What do you know?
Commissioner Thompson,
Here.
Commissioner Simon,
Present.
Commissioner Stephanie.
You.
Okay. Commissioner Zach, Billy Nathaniel's online.
Correct, Commissioner Betts online.
Or did indicate that he would be calling in from Whittier. So we expect him to join and we have a forum and we're ready to go.
Right. Thank you, Cheryl. Will you stand, please, and join me in the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jane, got a safety minute for us today?
Yes, sir. All right, safety minutes today is staying alert in a dynamic port environment. Good afternoon, commissioners. Today's safety minute focus on one of the most important habits in any port setting, situational awareness. Our port is constantly changing, vessels arriving, equipment operating, weather shifting, and contractor moving between work areas. With so much activity, taking brief moment to stay alert can prevent incident before they occur. There are 3 quick steps we encourage everyone on site to practice. First one, pause and observe. Before entering any operation area, take a second to look around. What equipment is moving? Are there vehicles, pedestrians, or restricted zones nearby? That quick scan often catches hazards early. Number 2, assessing what it means. Once you see what's happening, think about how it affects your next move. Wet surfaces, tight corners, or increases traffic may require adjustment in pace or path. Awareness helps to ensure small hazards don't escalate. Number 3, anticipate the next step. Ports operate in motion. Ask yourselves, if equipment shifts, where could it move next? If the weather changes, how would it affect operation? A small moment of foresight can be different between a near miss and a safe shift. This mindset supports both workers and public and reinforces a culture where safety is not a checklist, it's a daily practice. Thank you for your continued commitment to keeping our port safe.
Thanks.
Abe, if I might interrupt, have you guys all met Shane and Brian, the 2 new additions to the port? I don't think they've been around.
Shane was at the last
He was. You want to do a quick intro?
Yeah, I do. You gave us the first, it was your first time, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I just would introduce Brian Stanley then to everybody. He's our new security manager, working underneath Ronnie. And just take a quick moment.
Yeah, I worked at the Port Security Center for almost 19 years. For about half of it was in the leadership capacity. The last 4, I was the security captain overseeing the security team. And I'm going to continue oversee the security team and to make sure the port is compliant with all the Coast Guard regulations that we're under, and that things get operations continue smoothly and in a secure and safe manner.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Mike, welcome.
And then just one more announcement in case everybody's not aware, but Cheryl Beckham is the newly appointed deputy director for the Port of Alaska. So she is well deserved.
It's full time.
Still tell us that eco
Right. I'm not retiring anytime soon, if that's your question.
Thank you.
I knew that's what you
We
wanted.
need continuity.
Go ahead, and text Jim, let him know he's got some more.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to let the commissioners know, the org chart changes as we're sort of developing. We're hiring 3 new people to come onto the port as well. So we're making some structural changes here at the port. And as those bodies are brought in, we will communicate and introduce them to everybody.
Thank you.
Keep you guys all updated.
That will be informative.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.
We had a chance to look at the agenda, the additions.
Move to approve.
Second. Okay. Moved by Steph.
Yeah.
Second by Mike. Mike, yeah. Are there any objections? Hearing none. Motion's approved. We have the approval of the meeting minutes for March 11th. Trust you've all had a chance to study them. Ron isn't here to check for errors.
Oh, my gosh.
I think he's online.
So I'm pretty sure he would have called us if he had any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, got him this morning.
Welcome aboard, Ron.
Good morning.
Ron, looking for errors. You misspelled.
I got a chance to scan them, but I didn't see anything, so I would, well,
It's on today.
He is, isn't he?
Like,
Steph, move to approve, March 11 meeting minutes.
Simon Laschetsky, second.
it's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Any objections? Hearing none, minutes are approved. Board director comments.
Yeah.
Harry.
Yeah, kind of started off with the new organization. The biggest thing that we've had going on over the last 4 weeks or so was first quarter budget revisions here at the port. So that incorporated any budget items that we recognize that we had to change. And then the org chart changes that we just talked about all had to be through the assembly. That all happened the week, I believe it was April 28th was when we got the final sign off on everything. So that was sort of something that took a lot of our attention because we wanted to do it right. There hasn't been a lot of structural changes at the org chart here at the port for about 15 years. And so we're going to add a few bodies to the maintenance team, give Ronnie a little bit of relief with Powerhouse, the duo over here. John is going to be in charge of our entire engineering department. So the port engineer will report up to the PAMP engineer, and all the project controls that fall underneath will fall underneath John's purview as well. And then, of course, the operations, which Ronnie will speak to, bringing in a cruise ship. Our first one of the season was just a couple of weeks ago. It was very successful. We've got ships now using the PCT. Again, finally, things went very, very well for the cement ship that was in there. And then we had 2 tankers, I believe, come in. Was it 1 vessel, 1 barge? Or both vessels, both tankers? 2 tankers came in over the last couple of weeks while I was out of the country, and both went really, really well. We have a little punch list of kind of items that are going to always have to be fixed and maintained, but for the most part, it was very, very positive.
So, Chair, if I might, guess it's ready for normal
Yes, sir.
operation.
It is. We've got some issues right now with some of the pumps that we have to fix. We've got an electrical issue that just came up yesterday. So it's these ongoing little things with 60-year-old equipment that we've got to fix and maintain to make sure it's ready for the next ship coming in, but we should have it ready to go. It should be good.
Good news.
Yeah, Bill and John, but Bill specifically over the last 3.5 months has traced out every single line from the POV back to the dock. We've got diagrams for everything. We're really starting to understand the small nuances that go into the oil side of things, the petro side of things. And to that end, we're actually looking to hire somebody who is more of a industry expert. And we haven't completely defined it yet, but should be like a petroleum engineer for the port, who will be a sort of run in between groups over there on the petroleum and cement side and the port team. Because we just, other than Cheryl, we don't really have anybody and never have who's got industry experience on that side of the house.
Cheryl,
I
you have
feel like we're
industry
lacking.
experience on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I was, yeah. I spent 15 years with Petrobrine Services, Harbor Enterprises, downstream petroleum before I came to the port, so,
Oh,
yeah.
But we feel like there's a need, especially with Cheryl moving up. We can't just rely on her to be our only go-to. So we're gonna look to get some expertise in here to help us out and, make sure we're doing the right thing for the user groups out here.
She can work weekends.
We're trying. We're still trying to get her to work full time. So.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Be careful with you. Those come quick.
Yeah.
Abe's through the chair. This is Ron. I'd like to ask Terry a couple questions.
You have the floor.
Thanks, Terry. I apologize for bringing this up, but this is the only venue available to me right now. And I sailed the STI Regina out of there. Let's see, what ship am I on now? 3 days ago. And that was a jet tanker that was there for a day discharging. Brittany, the agent, sent me a video before I got down there to sail the ship of the man basket being raised and lowered at the dock, and there was a unbelievable noise occurring when the basket was being moved at all. So when I went to join the ship, I was very interested to hear what was happening with the basket. I know we just had this crane certified for personnel transfer, but there's something very wrong with the crane. The head of the boom, where the wire comes over the shiv or the block that leads the basket up and down, is being impacted by something, and it's making an ungodly sound, which means that wire is getting abraded and it'll be unsafe. So we're not going to be able to board and disembark tankers at that dock until that's repaired, until it's fixed correctly, which means we'll have to get off and on by tugboat or maybe a pilot ladder over the side to the fender or something. So I sent Ronnie the video. I believe he said he was going to get a hold of the crane company, but things didn't go quite so well as you depicted, unfortunately. And I also understand there was a spill on the top of the control tower. Some valves got left open and weren't tagged. So this would be the second ship or third ship and 2 spills out of 3. So there's definitely some education that needs to go on there. Over.
Yeah, Captain, thanks for bringing it up. This is the right venue for that, so don't ever worry about bringing up any issues or concerns. And that's what I meant by there's maintenance issues that we've got to deal with to make sure it's ready for the next one. The crane noise is identified. We know about it. We've had people up there manipulating the hydraulics to find out where it's occurring and why it's occurring for the last couple of days. We should have more information on that by the end of the day today, actually. Yesterday, we went out there and looked at it, manipulated it with the hydraulics outside of the booth, and it did not make that noise. So we're still trying to figure it out where and why this is occurring, but we expect that we'll find that solution. We've got the crane guys coming out to look at it and give us a synopsis on it. So I think we'll have a solution for that, Ron.
Think you'll have it before the next ship? Because we're gonna have to make alternate arrangements for personnel transfers, especially pilot transfer, if not.
Well, and remember, Captain, we did go up there and use it with the hydraulics at the top of the crane, and it worked just fine. So we do have that option. Right now.
Interesting. I really have a hard time believing. I mean, I had a lot to do with rigging over the years as master of vessels, and it wasn't to do with the hydraulics in or outside the control unit, control booth. It had to do with something scraping on that wire at the head of the boom, and it was making the noise, empty or with personnel in it. So anyway, I'm glad you're on it. I hope. Yeah.
Yep, for sure. We should have something, I'd say by the end of the week, we should know exactly what it is. We're tearing that thing apart, taking a look at it.
Anything else, Ron?
Thank you. Not on that. Some other things when we get to the construction at POL 1. But and is anybody there from Jacobs today? I can't see everybody, so.
Sarah's online.
Oh, so we have someone I'm not sure. It looks like somebody from DEC has their hand raised. It's not a public comment, but if you want to allow that, you can do that.
This, the JG.
Jade Gamble.
Yeah, Jade Gamble from DEC for Spill Response Program. I just had a question about the spill. Was that what was that spill related to?
I'm gonna, Bill, you've got the info on that. On what happened.
What I witnessed, one delivery, and that was some residual fuel in the berthing lines being contained. This is Bill Carlson with Port Engineering. Being contained on board the ship and looked like a 55-gallon drum. I estimate one of the berthing lines had approximately 20 to 25 gallons of fuel in it, and the crew managed that fuel into the drum on board the ship. That's the one I'm familiar with.
So it was not a spill.
What
Was
I
it a
would-
spill or was it not a spill?
What I witnessed was a controlled
Discharge.
discharge into a tank, and I did not witness the entire discharge, but part of it, and it did look controlled.
Yeah, if it is part of the process and it's going from a line and into a container that is intended, and that's that intended process, we don't look at it as a spill. But if it ends up being, even if it gets contained, if it doesn't go how it's supposed to, then we want to record that as a spill. So it sounds like this was residual in the line. That
That is correct. Bill Carlson, Port Engineering. That is correct. It was residual in the line, 20 to 25 gallons.
okay. Thanks for that. I had a different spill for a hydraulic system that day, and I didn't think it was the same thing, so I just want to make sure.
I don't think we had a hydraulic issue, did we?
I have no hydraulic issues.
Yeah, but again, Ron. thank you
There
for
was
bringing-
a
Oh, sorry, JJ.
Go ahead, Jake.
let's see, we had let me make sure what it was a hydraulic spill, but it might have been, it was on an excavator, so something totally different.
All right, thank you.
Captain, did I
Thanks.
satisfy those 2 points?
Oh, yes, thank you for now.
Terry, anything further? Okay. Staff reports, Ronnie.
All right, and thank you, Commissioner. Even though we're all young at heart, like Terry said, we just want to welcome the young guns to the team. 40 years old, so they got plenty of time to work down here at the port. So, like I said, overtime, et cetera, and we're looking to continue that on as far as succession plan. And we appreciate the input from the folks from the field. And like we always say at the port, we have nothing to hide. And, we're working on everything as we get it. And we know that the PCT is going to be a work in progress. And again, we hear you and we take action every time we hear you. We got a great team working with us with DEC and Jade. We do all the reporting down here. We got, again, nothing to hide. Coast Guard, everybody's checking on the port. We got 200 additional bodies down here working. And so things gonna happen that not normally happening, like SARTs going off, et cetera. So again, we are on top of it, and we appreciate Jacobs working with us and staying on top of it with Hans and Sarah. And so getting down to business, cruise ships, like Terry said, we had our first one out of about 7 that we're going to have this year. And so again, we are glad to see our visitors coming to Anchorage. And then I've been here a long time. The first time ever, you got the cruise ship and the military ship here at the same time.
Wow.
And so we lose one dock with T1, and now we work with T2 and T3 to get a military LMSR. And it's not a small vessel and a 900-foot cruise ship. So it's a lot of coordinations that has to be done. And so we're glad that we worked with TOPE. And they got, we had A yard out here for a helipad. Now we got D yard. To me, it looks like it's about 3 or 4 times bigger. So we were able to accommodate the military folks. Helicopters got to fly out and people got to get on buses at the same time. So that was great that everybody could work together. So, we like to acknowledge the positive also that goes on the port and the staff on how hard everybody works here on the port. So again, thank you to Tote.
Ronnie, excuse me just a minute.
Yeah,
You have a question?
Yeah, thanks, Abe. I was wondering if you had pictures of both the cruise ship and the military ship.
We tried, Commissioner, but we had a MARAD meeting at the same time, so I was wondering like,
I would love to see,
I think we got a few pictures.
I think
Yes.
that would be really
Yes,
neat
ma'am.
to see that.
Yeah, I got some in my phone.
Yeah, if you, could you just share them? Because I just,
That would be great.
Yeah.
yeah,
The city would love to see
Yeah.
them too just for.
yeah, I mean, I just think that's
Just to make
pretty,
it, it'd be
Yeah,
cool.
and then the mayor came down and took some pictures
Yeah,
with the
that's
staff.
mayor's probably got the best
And
picture.
took pictures with the vessel. Maintenance team, these guys, like I said, they're giving it 100% out there. They're working on PCT, they're working on POL2, they're cleaning up the port, they're filling potholes. I mean, you name it. It's things again that not normally happen at the port that's gonna happen in the next 8 to 10 years. And again, we're on top of it. We appreciate Terry's leadership, Cheryl's leadership. And again, we're gonna continue to make things, better and better as the day go on. So that's my part of operations. Thank you.
Any questions for Ronnie? Thank you, Ronnie. Good report. Engineering, Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Bill Carlson, Board Engineering. Highlights of the big projects, PCT, as Terry mentioned, were operational, had multiple fuel deliveries. We are working through those operational challenges. If there's any specific questions, if you have to address them here or anyplace. I know the PCT cameras, a safety concern. We are actively working on that. We had challenges with the state process, so we're going towards the PCT camera with the standard procurement processes. That is active. So we hope to have good news in that shortly. POL2, we had damage to POL2 over Christmas Day. Berthing line 3 was torqued, very difficult, very violently. That's been replaced. We're looking to do the certification testing, which is a flush and soak, similar here for the PCT, that same process. Our fuel procurement went relatively smoothly. We've got a state contract for that fuel, so we do have a purchase order. We anticipate doing that flushing next week. Yes.
how did you get torqued?
There was a ship that broke loose and it was connected.
That was part of it? Yeah, okay. I remember hearing about that, okay.
That repairs one. Povey, as Terry said, that's a complex issue. We do have some pumps that are down right now. We have a plan to restore those. So we're working towards that actively. We have had a couple of hiccups with the PAMP. The electrical systems are all interconnected. And when you unplug one thing someplace that was built in 60 years ago, you don't know exactly what's going to happen. We had some unexpected outcomes, but those have been fixed. So we're managing those processes as we go forward. Storm drains, we're doing 8 figures worth of storm drains this next year. We are doing systems 1 and 2 are now being constructed. We've got Madsen's parking lot ripped up right now at the moment. So we've got 2 of those done, and we've got 5 to go for systems 1 and 2. The next round, system 5, we're at the 95% design point right now, and we hope to break ground on that this year. Lastly, the port maintenance complex known as the Sprung structure. We are preparing to move parts from Alberta and Utah to Alaska, and that should be happening here in weeks, not months. So you should see those parts showing up shortly. We're working with the municipality of Anchorage on a building permit. That's taking some time, but we're working through those processes. Our goal is to break ground in August and have delivered to Ronnie in operations a functional structure this year.
Wow.
That is our.
In October?
Well, October's slipped. So I had to do it. I have not kept my October. Your letter still has been, but right, yeah, I guess. Say this year, I think that's the terms. That's all I have. Chicken chairman's up to your questions for Bill.
You're not all the toilets, right?
The toilets, we sold the toilets, so.
Where it moved on?
Auction those off.
Oh, you auction them off individually?
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Pam, John.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. John Daly, EAMP Engineering Manager for the port. So I do have a summary that I printed out. Pretty high level. If you look out the window, you see there's an awful lot going on. NES 1, that was a project that was mostly complete last year. There's a little bit of closeout work going on with the final billing and paperwork on that. There was a little bit of extra money left over from the Merit grant, and we've been allowed to use some of that. We're going to build a little road and a helipad out there for the military. That's going to be a design build project. It's, we have preliminary design and then the contractor will finish that. That project's at MOA purchasing now. We're hoping that'll be advertised in 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe get some of the construction work done this summer, most likely finish it next year. That's partially a MARAD funded project. Then part of that is also there's a right of way left over from Kabata. And that's in the way. It's kind of a weird piece of right of way that'll probably never be used, but we're reconfiguring that to better align with our plans for development out there. There's going on that. Yes.
Excuse me, John. Ron, do you have a question?
Yeah, sorry. Can you hear me okay?
He said no, he did not.
You hear me?
Do you have any questions?
Yes. As far as the PAMP goes, I sent an email this morning concerning the barge location and the barge buoy mooring locations at POL 1. One of our pilots took the Madsen anchorage in there today. Fortunately, he was going portside too, so it wasn't as much of an issue, but the way the mooring buoys are and the anchor cables are set right now, we wouldn't be able to get a Madsen ship in there starboard side too. The stern would be right up against the cable for the mooring of the barge. And so Madsen needs to be able to go either direction depending on current. And I was just wondering if we can get an updated diagram of the mooring system. I know that you have meetings every Thursday. We try to attend them. I'm on a ship right now. I haven't been on anything but a ship in a week. So we'll try to stay engaged, but we'd like to get a more recent diagram and maybe have some dialogue with somebody from Jacobs or Manson about where that buoy has to be set and if they're going to be moving, because if tote was in, we wouldn't be able to get in there. And nor, if they're not there, we can land forward and come back and try to stay away from those wires. But we can't be following a wire in the proper rudder of the Madsen ship going in there. I apologize for the background noise. I'm on a cruise ship right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, thank you, John, or Ron. This is John Daly. So I'm aware of your email. We just got it this morning, a few minutes before this meeting. We'll definitely look into that and reply. There has been a fair amount of planning and history behind this. So the contractor in their contract documents were given a box, if you will, that they have to stay within. They're also given direction that they can't interfere with ongoing port operations. So what we're going to do is we're going to look and see what that box says and where these buoys are in relation to that box. And we'll get you diagrams and have that conversation. I can't give you a solid answer right now because I don't know exactly how it fits within their contract, but
If Sarah is on.
yeah,
It helps at all, just.
yeah. So go ahead, Sarah, if you think you can add to that.
Yeah, I can just add a little bit more specifics. I think that, as John said, there is that marine work area that is defined as their area. And then outside of that, they are going to have equipment, but they are required to move anything that's in the way within 4 hours of notice. So I think we just need to get you guys in communication, maybe a little bit more aggressively than what's happened in the past. MMJV is just now mobilizing a lot of their marine equipment, and so it'll get a lot busier. So we'll get you in contact with the right people at MMJV and set up a better communication avenue for that.
Anything further, John?
No, just trying to respond to that. Steph?
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that information, and we look forward to having better communication. We can certainly give you 6 or 8 hours notice if we need to come in that way. But right now, and I'll send you more pictures, John and Sarah, with the anchor wire for the offshore side of that barge comes directly across the approach required to bring a ship in there starboard side too. So anyway, thank you.
Steph?
My ears really perked up when you mentioned the Cabana right of way. Again, I don't want to drag the whole commission through this. I would be very interested in some additional details on that and what you ended up doing there.
To change it or?
Oh, I just want, yeah,
So there's a couple of parts to a reply. This is John Daly replying to the chair. There's a process, there's going to be a public meeting. There will be documents so you could engage in that manner. From the port's perspective, what happened was the right of way, it went right into where the J-Bear access road is, and it interferes with a whole bunch of our plants. So they did not want to vacate it. So we found a way to move it that allows it to still be there, keeps them happy, and allows us to go forward. In my opinion, it's not a practical thing, but that's what we're dealing with. And I can give you the information so you can see about the public process, engage.
I was just very intrigued by that.
Yeah, we're basically just moving the road as you get towards the water.
Right, okay.
Try to vacate it, right?
They're very difficult to, it's been our experience that they're almost impossible to deal with on this. And so I was going, oh.
Government?
Right, well, this particular group, yeah. So I was quite interested.
Anything further, John?
Well, that was just my first bullet. I'm happy that I was meeting at 5. So.
Yeah. 6.
Yeah. So T1 is, Terminal 1 is the main focus of what's happening under construction now. You can look out and see, just look out the window there. There's demolition going on at POL 1, which is now out of service. T1 is also being demolished to some extent. The fenders are being removed and some other things. As Bill mentioned, when they took POL 1 out of service, they disassembled some electrical items that had legacy weird ways of affecting the POV over here. And, you know, God only knows who wired what back 20 years ago. And so certain things were shut off that we didn't expect. And we're anticipating some more of that as we go forward. It's just the way it is. You'll also notice that there's deep soil mixing going on. Those white things are cement silos. And what they're doing is at each of the abutments, they're stabilizing the ground with cement mixing into the ground so that the soils near the abutments will be stable for seismic and other things. That's undergoing right now. There's piling that are being staged at the north end. You can see some cranes out there. If you ever go out there, there's a shuttle lift, large sections of 6-foot diameter piles. They're unloading them. They're shipping them up in numerous barges from Seattle, laying them out on site. They'll join some of them on site, staging them for eventual driving. The pile template is here. It's on a barge out there. This is a big framework that they'll set in place, and it'll allow them to very accurately install the piles on exact position. So that's all here. And the precast concrete is underway. It's on a barge being shipped up here now, the first load. There'll actually be several years of barges coming up from Seattle. So a lot of stuff with T1. That's really the main thing. Next bullet item was substation. So this new dock will need power for the new cranes, and we're going to have a substation to provide that. It's a separate project. It's going along pretty well. It's a design build. Lots of activity. They're trying to do site work and duct banks this year. So they'll run precast concrete duct banks all the way across the yard to the site, and then develop the site. And then starting next year and the year after, they'll be doing the electrical. There's some long lead time electrical items that they had to order, and those are on order. This year, the BESS the first part of the vest should be installed. It might not be operational, but it'll be here and installed. So that's all going on, a lot of work with that. And because we weren't busy enough, we decided we'd start in on Terminal 2 design. And so preliminary design is starting for that. And this year, they're gonna do some studies on a few things, alternative fueling systems for when we take POL2 out of line, and some seismic studies about ways that we might be able to economize a few things. That design team is working now. They'll be up here in the middle of June doing some site works and presentations. And then there's a whole list of other things that are more related to maintenance. We're going to issue a contract to Smalling to repair some of the fenders on the remaining section of the dock. That was bid, and we got a low bid from Smalling. POL2 fenders will be replaced this year soon. We're going to have an annual dock inspection on the remaining facilities because we have to keep them operational. So this inspection will identify critical items for maintenance to keep everything up until it's replaced. POL2 pile jackets, pile cap repair will be put out to bid soon. And there's a project out now to install the north loading dock that's out to bid. So that's just an overview of what's going on.
Thank you. Any questions for John?
So many.
Me too.
I'll come back to you later.
Submit them in writing. Yeah.
May I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
I'm very chatty today. I remember when we had the overview, a couple of meetings ago from the project engineers, we all really loved the diagram.
Like the phasing diagrams?
Yeah, we get that I just looked it up on my phone. I have it here. It's great. It's fabulous. Could we get a copy of that diagram in here so that we could just easily refer to it? It's this thing, for me,
When you're looking.
it's this one.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll get you. I'll
It's the
make sure
best, it's
provided.
the best. I think we all thought it was the best one that we'd seen in,
I recall that.
right, and it's just so handy to be able to look at it when John's giving his overview. We can go, oh, okay, that's this, and yeah. So,
Got it.
yeah, it's really terrific.
No problem.
All right, moving on, finance, Cheryl.
Okay. So hopefully everyone's had an opportunity to look over the revenues that we've earned so far this year, which is a critical part of our business as well as providing services that we do. Everything is on track with slightly ahead of what our budget, or if we divide by 12 and math out percentages, that's your percentages in the last column. So it says we're essentially 43% in the target for the year. At April is 33%. So giving the flexibility of our business and that it's not a linear revenue generation time. I think we are right on track compared to previous years. I don't think I know. So we no concerns from my point of view on any of the revenue projections that we've made and hitting marks to cover our debt service. So that's your second section, which is the report directly on the tariff surcharge, which supports the PAMP lending. A lot of you'll see that we have no surcharge for dry bulk as of April 30th because the cement ship left in May. Everything else is just the regular surcharges that's calculated on their tonnage across the docks. Debt service looks a little bit, only $556,000. That's all due to timing of when the debt payments are due. So that'll be June 2nd and November. That's when you'll see those hit your financial report. The expenses by and large are just tracking along a little bit less than what we are expecting compared to the 33% because a lot of our expenses happen in the summertime that's operational. NISA is July, dividend is August. So some of the things were just a little bit early in the year to get those in the buckets for your report. So, any questions on the numbers?
Cheryl, so you did say, so when your expenses, they're not linear.
Right.
You actually project for April or for May, it's
Right.
not divided by 12.
Correct. Yep. These are actual expenses so far in the year.
Correct.
Yep.
Not, okay.
Not accrued at any,
Not
yeah.
projected or.
Correct. Yep. Okay, so attached on the second page is your tonnage report. Slightly lower than last year, but still in some of the highest year, the two highest years are 25 and 26. So, you know, all good signals that we will be able to meet our debt service payments. It is a good thing.
The reason that you think it's down.
I think timing.
Just
Yeah, so like, I think if you would get a good look at June, once we see June, if there's still a slight decline, we could see like where there, you know, we can go back and pinpoint by months, just what's lower than last year. I think, you know, not significant, but you know, like I said, I looked at that and I thought, well, we'll see where we're at in June. I don't anticipate that we haven't heard any reason why the tonnage would be dropping off. So,
control is.
yeah. That's timing. So,
My guess is they'll be changing that.
Any questions for Cheryl?
so if there's no questions on the report, I just have an update to provide the commission with the, I'm not sure if you've all been tracking the revenue bonds. They're planning to be sold in support of the program. So Public Finance and Ross, who you're all familiar with, we are working now through the public offering statement to go out to sell bonds, $400 million at the end of July. So Bill Falsey and our team updated the plan of finance, which came up with the new tariff surcharge rates that went to the assembly and was approved in April. So we have those rates set up to start January 1st, 2027. And that is in support of this $400 million bond sale.
Cheryl, are they up significantly?
So they are changing from, on the cargo front, from $8.05 a ton to $22.76 a ton. So it was all, you know, everything went to, yeah, so it's,
It's not completely final yet, but somewhere very, very close to that.
it's fine.
But you,
Yeah, the tariff,
Yeah.
Yeah, the tariff's been approved for 2027 at those rates. So like the whole plan of finance process that Bill Falsey and our team, so we work very closely with the users. He speaks to them and, you know, so this is not in the dark. I think those folks were all aware of it, whether or not it's, you know, it was what they wanted, you know, remains to be their own decisions, right? But so from the part of the municipality and the port, in order to support this bond sale, the rates had to be set and in place.
Right. Most users don't really pay it anyway. It's passed on to the consumer.
Right, well, so it's.
We're all, yeah, we all, and everybody pays a little bit, yeah.
Right, so, and we
Yeah.
just have spent a lot of time talking about, you know, those are the rates that support the debt service. So to that end, what we also try to communicate is, you know, we need assistance, you know, we need federal funds, we need state funds, you know, any of that mitigation of what we have to sell bonds for all comes down to the tariff surcharge. It's for the PAMP, yeah, yeah. So, go ahead.
What obligations or opportunities do we have on the tariff side? Do we have anything that we need?
So your baseline tariff, which is how we characterize so like what you